Happy day, students. Today I am going to deal with 11th standard English, Unit 6, that is the last unit, Prose Lesson 6, The Accidental Tourist, written by Bill Bryson, book back exercises. Dear students, now turn to page 172. We shall see the vocabulary. See, first time you are learning foreign words and phrases. You know, Indian language has taken up so many words from foreign countries. So, you have come across the French phrases en family. Okay, and bonds mods in this lesson. Okay, so now you should look at the following phrases and the meanings. First one, viva voce. That means what? A spoken examination. Second one, sign D, without a date being fixed. C, resume, a brief summary. D, rapport, close relationship with good understanding. E, bona fide, that means genuine. You have to learn this one by heart. Moving on to next exercise, refer to the dictionary and find out the meaning of the following words. First one, bon voyage. Bon voyage means what? Wish someone a good and safe journey. Anita wished her friend bon voyage to US. Second one, in toto, totally as a whole. The management accepted our plan in toto. Third one, liaison, regular exchange of information between two groups. There should be no liaison between army and police. Fourth one, ex gratia, something paid as a gift, not as a legal payment. An ex gratia amount of rupees 15,000 was paid to the farm. Was paid to the family of flood victims. Okay, they are paying no money. Now, en masse, something done together. The management team resigned en masse. Next one, en route, on the way. We will stop en route for lunch. Ad hoc, not planned but arranged when necessary. Decisions may be taken on an ad hoc basis. Fox pass, an embarrassing mistake in a social situation. The present government is responsible for the fox pass. Par excellence, the very best of a particular thing. Virat Kohli is a batsman. Par excellence, in camera, a law case conducted secretly or privately. The trial was conducted in camera. Status quo, maintaining the present current situation without any change. The Reserve Bank governor wants to maintain the status quo in interest rates. Next one, magnum opus, the most important piece of work by a writer or an artist. The film Sarkar is Murugadas' magnum opus. Bon voyage, wishing someone a good journey. I wish my uncle bon voyage as he was leaving for China. Next one you see, incognito, in disguise. Actresses go shopping incognito. Next one, 15th one, déjà vu, a feeling that we have already experienced or come across. I had a sense of déjà vu when I saw the film. Then 16th one, a la carte, choosing from a list of dishes. We chose a la carte from the menu card. 17th one, via media, making compromise. The news editors work via media for reporting events. Then per capita, calculate something according to the number of people in a particular place or country. So per capita income increases every year. Next one, tete-a-tete, an intimate and private conversation between two. We had a pleasant tete-a-tete over dinner. Okay. Carte blanche, permission or freedom to do whatever one wants. You have the carte blanche to choose your workplace. Here is a list of some words borrowed from Indian languages. They have given here. Okay, veranda. It is borrowed from Hindi. You know what is it? A roofed platform along the outside of a house. Next one, bangla. It is originated from Hindi. So, a house in the Bengal style. So, only it is known as bangla. Chutney, Hindi, a ground or mashed relish. Cheetah, Sanskrit, uniquely marked. Coir, Malayalam rope. Bamboo, Kannada wood. Bandicoot, Telugu a kind of rat. Catamaran, Tamil, multi-hulled watercraft. Okay, small boat. Guru, Sanskrit master. Anna, Tamil, elder brother. Masala, Urdu, mixture of ground spices. Dabba, Punjabi, a roadside food stall or restaurant. Moving on to next, that is idioms. Look at the list of idioms given below. Find their meanings from a dictionary. Okay, read the sentences that follow and replace the words in italics with the appropriate idioms. Idioms also, you know, group of words which will be giving meaning apart from the words given in the idioms. Okay, it's like a phrase. So you have to make suitable changes wherever necessary. First one, you see, write up one's alley. That means one's like. Second one, drive one up the hill. Feel irritated. Hit the road means start a journey. Then take one for a ride. Take someone or something for granted. Then in panic mode means afraid of. A, the old man got irritated at the loud noise outside. So the loud noise got the old man drive up the wall. Then B, we were driving when it started raining heavily. After stopping for an hour, we began the journey again. We were driving when it started raining heavily. After stopping for an hour, we hit the road again. So C, Ramesh gave false excuses for not attending the meeting and deceived me. Ramesh gave the false excuses for not attending the meeting. He took us for a ride. D, an interview when questions were fired at me rapidly. I forgot everything and grew irritated. At the interview, when questions were fired at me rapidly, I forgot everything and I was in panic mode. E, last one. I love thrillers and this book appeals to me strongly. I love thrillers and I find this book right up my alley. Dear students, now turn to page 175. Grammar. We are going to see transformation of sentences. So sentences can be of three types: simple, compound, complex. You have already learned. A simple sentence has one verb only in clause. Okay, that is one clause. A clause is a group of words with a subject and a verb. Compound sentence joins two or more number of independent clauses. A complex sentence has one independent clause and one or more dependent clauses. Now we can see, you see this, it is given in the book. You can refer and you know the conjunctions also, what will be used. Now we can see there. Move on to the exercise, page number 176. Do as directed. Okay, first one. Dinesh and Prabhu wanted to meet Varsha at the bus stop. They went to the bus stop. Combine into a compound sentence. Okay. Dinesh and Prabhu wanted to meet Varsha at the bus stop, so they went to the bus stop. Second one. Varsha reached the railway station. She was waiting for them there. You have to combine into a compound sentence. Varsha reached the railway station and was waiting for them there. Third one. While she waited at the train station, Varsha realized that the train was late. You have to change into a simple sentence. Waiting at the train station, Varsha realized about the late coming of the train. Moving on to fourth one. Dinesh and Prabhu left the bus stop. Varsha rang them. Combine into a complex sentence. When Dinesh and Prabhu left the bus stop, Varsha rang them. That means she called them. Fifth one. The trio met at the station. Varsha left for Madurai. Combine into a complex sentence. After the trio had met at the station, Varsha left for Madurai. So moving on to B. This paragraph has only simple sentences. You have to combine them into compound and complex sentences. First one is done. So one day Ajay and Tijo went to the canal. They wanted to catch some fish. Some people were playing nearby. Okay. They chose a better place. They took out the fishing rods. Suddenly there was a loud splash. They also heard a loud scream. Both Ajay and Tijo looked up. They saw something moving in water. Then they saw a hand waving. Someone had fallen in the water. It was Yusuf. He had jumped into the water. He wanted to swim. So we shall move on to the answer. One day, Ajay and Tijo went to the canal because they wanted to catch some fish. As some people were playing nearby, they chose a better place. When they took out the fishing rods, there was a loud splash. When they heard a loud scream, both Ajay and Tijo looked up. They saw something moving in the water. They saw a hand waving. Someone had fallen into water and it was Yusuf. As he wanted to swim, he had jumped into the water. Here is a long sentence. One long sentence is given. Split them into smaller sentences. Okay, answer I shall say. See, like all living things, human beings also need food in order to live, as every part of the body must get a steady supply of food so that it can work properly. But first, the food eaten has to be broken down through a process called digestion so that it can dissolve in the blood and carried to all parts of the body. Okay, we shall see the answer. All living things need food. Human beings also need food in order to live. Every part of the body must get a steady supply of food. Then only it can work properly. First, the food eaten has to be broken down. It can be done through a process called digestion. It can dissolve in the blood. It can be carried to all parts of the body. So, dear students, with this I wind up the class. I have completed the book back exercises for all the lessons. Please follow it. May God bless you. Thank you.